Good afternoon, it's Ingrid. I'm back with a few tips on customer service. But today I'm putting a different spin on it. Instead of focusing on the customers all the time, I want to focus on the actual agents and who is in their corner. All right? Let's talk about that for a minute. We're always focused on the customer, and so we should be. They are the ones who give us the business. However, sometimes for an agent, they come to work and those calls are back to back. We've seen it. We see on our screens, on our skills, when we're looking at the agent's queue, calls are in queue back to back to back. And the customers at times, they're calling in frustrated. Something is wrong. This is why we have all these calls in queue. And the minute an agent gets off the call, another one comes in. They don't have a chance, sometimes not even to put their notes in the system. However, we are there to help the customers. But who is there to actually help that agent when they've had a rough day? All these calls back to back. Agents are calling out. They calling their friends, and the friends are saying, wow, the calls are really, really intense. And they call out or something like that. What happens to the agents who are actually there taking those calls? We need to be a bit more concerned about them as well. They're the bread and butter of our business. They come in daily, they've got to smile, they know what their job is, and the customers can tell, trust me, whether or not you're smiling on your call or you're just there to do your job. We want to recognize that when those agents are there taking those calls and they get off of that call, they're drained. They are drained. And sometimes it would be nice, especially if the supervisor would look at the queue or look and see that agent's face, it's not, the smile is not there, it's something. They would tell them, put yourself on a brief hold and talk to them for a second. I heard the call, I listened to the call, it was horrendous for you, but you did a good job. Or perhaps the agent sitting next to the agent who took that call heard it and said, wow, you did a great job. If it were me, I would have hung up or something like that. Now, we're not supposed to hang up on the customers, but agents talk, and this is what happens at times. But that agent who just took that call and they're drained, it would be so nice if someone were in their corner, and that someone is the supervisor, the manager, even the owner of the company. They're not always there, but once in a while they hear of these things, and a lot of them, I know, I would call, as a manager, I would call my agent and say, hey, well done, you really handled that well. Take a 5-minute break or something like that. But they need to have that recognition. They need to know someone really cares about them. And no matter what happens, someone is there in the corner for them. They need that reassurance. And when that agent realizes that, yes, I have someone who actually hears and knows what that call was about, because sometimes you do everything to help the customer. However, they may call back to another agent and complain about the previous agent. It happens. I used to take those calls all the time, and I would listen to the first agent, and it's totally mixed up, the whole thing. It's not actually what the customers said. But it happens. So when the agent knows, no matter what, the call is being recorded, and no matter what the outcome is, I did my job. Okay? We have to recognize that as leaders, as business owners, because those agents are the bread and butter of the company. Without them, we have no business. We need people to take calls. We need people in the brick and mortar store when customers walk in to greet them. So once again, leaders, owners, take time, listen to your agents, pay attention to them, recognize them, give them the support that they need. And if you are an agent listening to this, well done. You are doing a great job. We need you. We need your voice. We care about you. You mean a lot to the company, and you are valued. Trust me, you are valued, and you do a great job. Again, back to the leaders, the managers. If this has resonated with you, and if your agents are not getting the support that they need, what can we do to fix this? Please leave your comments in the section below, and please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. See you again soon. Thank you.